Still very bitter outside this morning. I want to show you the difference between the real temperature and the wind chill value. Again, we smashed those records today for our record lows across Northwest Arkansas. Across the River Valley, we broke that record as well for our new record low. Previous record was set back in 1921, so I had to dust off the record books for this one. But right now, we have those current actual air temperatures. -1 there in Fayetteville, -3 in Bentonville, 7 in Van Buren, 9 in Fort Smith, 5 over in Sallisaw, and 9 there in Boonville as well. Again, bitter no matter where you're waking up this morning. By far the coldest air we have felt so far this season. But when it comes to what it actually feels like outside, much worse, obviously. Today is the lowest point we're going to reach of this winter storm. Finally, we start to climb up when it comes to getting warmer a little bit every day. Wind chill values out there in Northwest Arkansas, -11 in Huntsville, -3 in Eureka Springs, -13 there in Fayetteville, -5 in Van Buren, -3 there in Ozark, 2 in Boonville, -4 there in Poteau this morning. So bundle up as you head out the door. You're heading back to school for some in the River Valley, or a lot of folks heading back to work for the first time in a few days back today. Northwest Arkansas today, again, the good news is plenty of sunshine breaking out, but when it comes to what it's going to feel like, only climbing up next to 10 degrees by the time we get to this afternoon. Across the River Valley, we get close to 20. Again, got to make some improvements this afternoon, but this morning, the worst when it comes to how cold this air has been so far. The good news is that sunshine should help melt just a little bit for today. Again, that pipe bursting cold, still dangerous out there. Drip those faucets still, dress in layers, because that's going to be important at least throughout the next several mornings before we get to the weekend, and then we really start to see some of that improvement. Again, for tomorrow morning, I'm going to call it more manageable outside when it comes to those wind chill values. Definitely, we have felt this before across the River Valley, anywhere from the single digits to the teens, not outside of the usual across Northwest Arkansas. We're going to see some negative wind chill values, but also a lot of those single digits that we can handle. It's this morning. That is some really dangerous cold out there. By tomorrow afternoon, that's where we finally, after multiple days, break above that freezing point, see some sunshine, and continue that warming process over the next several days. Take a look at this weekend forecast. Saturday, Sunday, plenty of sunshine. 40s, 50s will be in the 60s by early next week. Across the River Valley, enjoy the weekend coming up. Sunshine and getting just a little bit warmer in the afternoon. Northwest Arkansas over the next 7 days, pretty quiet when it comes to any precip coming back into the forecast. Lots of sunshine over the next several days, and we're making some big jumps in those afternoon highs, 30s, 40s, 50s, finally landing into the 60s by early next week. Across the River Valley this weekend, while it looks nice, 40s, 50s, pretty good outside for mid-February, late February at this point weekend, but early next week, we're getting closer towards March now. Some 60s start to roll back in. Maybe we're starting to get a little bit of a taste of that spring once again, some 60s and sunshine. We'll get here eventually.